Hello, everybody. Almost at halfway through. And today it was the first time I did not feel like doing anything. I should maybe correct that. I really did not have a good idea for what I wanted to do today. So I was starting to get, that frustration starting to pop up. And the worst thing is, I draw a lot of monsters and stuff like that because, I don't know, it's part of my imaginary. And doing something fierce, should be quite straightforward for me. But I also didn't want to do what I usually do, so that was another requirement. I kind of threw everything into a sort of a loop for me. But I ended up by using a tactic that I heard about in a video of Jake Parker's. And he said that sometimes he scribbled until he found something. Now, I think we all, to a certain extent, do that when we draw. We scribble, and sometimes we find something, sometimes we don't. But I never sit down to do that, to do it deliberately. And this was the first time I found myself doing it deliberate. In a way, out of despair, because I did not have a good drawing idea. But on the other hand, okay, let's give this a try. Let's see how it goes. And I gotta say, it surprised me because it kind of simplified and took a lot of the stress away from generating an idea. I had other ideas. You don't know this because I've never said so, but I'm a very passionate person about history. And in fact, I read a lot about history just for sheer pleasure of knowing things. And I did not go for a degree in history or anything. It's just, something I really love. I love to know, the origin of things. And I really had this idea of doing a Varangian guardsman, which is basically a Viking that was part of a special unit that protected the Byzantine emperor in the late Middle Ages, late antiquity. So I had this idea because, they were extremely aggressive. There are these amazing accounts of them just streaming into the battlefields and people just running in fear because at the front line, what they could see, and you got to remember that at this time, warfare was constituted of lines upon lines of soldiers. And most of those soldiers were conscripted. They were militiamen. They were not, permanent standing armies. Except, of course, for this unit. That was their life, amongst other nasty stuff. And these people would stream into the battlefield midst already a running battle, and these other soldiers from the other side would just see hacked hands and arms and legs just flying all over, because these guys wielded Dane axes, which were very powerful weapons at the time, and they were pretty big men compared to the Middle Eastern / Mediterranean peoples that they were confronting. Of course, the difference was big, but not enormous. But it was big enough to impress and make a dent in the imaginary of these people. So I wanted to go for a Varangian guardsman because they were aggressive, they were fierce. But at the same time, I'm tired. I gotta be honest, I'm really tired. And I had a really bad day, and I thought, I'm not going to put myself into this trap of having to spend 5 or 6 hours in a drawing just because I'm going to go bananas with detail. I'm going to go crazy with accuracy. I'm going to research the hell out of this topic. And so I just said, this is a challenge about, generating ideas and practicing drawing and learning and trying new stuff. So don't get crazy. And I think the better judgment prevailed. If you ask me, I think it was for the better judgment. I did get really tired mid drawing, and I actually considered not making the background and the lower part of his pelvis and all that. I almost thought about just leaving it that, and that would be it. It was a fierce creature. But then I just couldn't leave it. Just said to myself, okay, 5 more minutes and you can make it that much better. And I, took one of my markers, starting working, and it started to die on me. So I ended up by having to do like this seemingly purposeful patterned gradient of sorts because the marker was not handling it. So I had to pretend it was on purpose. And it ended up by being on purpose because I couldn't do anything else. But, originally, the markers were just dying on me. So I need to buy new ones. I forget that I've got, some of these markers are like 4 years old. So I need to buy new ones. So yeah, that's the story today, and I hope you're all well. And I want to spend some time tomorrow watching some of your videos and getting back into commenting and all of that good stuff. So I'll see you tomorrow.